This is Philip H. Anselmo from Down, and you're watching Fuse on Demand. Get it when you want it.
Here it comes. Come on. All right. Are you almost ready?
My name is Brian Posehn, and I'm a comedian. First became a metalhead. Well, the first band, a lot of people argue over whether they're metal or not, but I got into Kiss first when I was 10 years old because I loved horror movies and comic books, and then when I saw like the theatrics of Kiss, I was totally drawn to that. I was a metal fan way before I ever thought of doing comedy. I don't know that music influences my comedy at all, but it's so much a part of who I am that as I've grown older, I've become more real on stage. So I talk more about metal than I used to because it's just so much a part of me. If I'm in a certain mood, if I feel like I'm in the wrong mood to be doing stand-up, I will then put something on. And it'll usually be something old school or something that's fast or thrashy. I can't be listening to Pink Floyd before I go out, because it'll just put me to sleep. I did my first record, Nerd Rage. I self-published it. I put it out, and I ripped through them. I sold a bunch of them really quickly, and so I knew I wanted to go to a label. So I noticed that my friends like David Cross and Patton Oswalt and a couple other guys were going through indie record labels. So I went, wow, well, maybe I should go with like a metal indie label. A guy from Relapse, the guy that kind of started the whole label in his garage pretty much, Matt Jacobson, he came to me and said he was a fan and said, hey, I see you're going to be in Philly. That's where our Relapse is out of. I'd love to talk to you about putting the record out. I talk about it on my record when you meet other metalheads where you instantly like have this bond, because you like the same thing. And the guy and I just got along right away. The label was the right place for me, Relapse Records. They did my last one, and they did this new one, and I'll probably be there for a while. How did I come up with the title, Fart and Weiner Jokes? Like when I play comedy clubs where people don't know what they're getting, sometimes I'll say, hey, take off your thinking caps because it's about to get stupid in here. I brought all my fart and wiener jokes. So when I was looking at my new record, I was like, well, what could I call it? And I'm going down track names, and Fart and Weiner Jokes just popped out. And it made me laugh. And it just felt like the perfect title. This album, I wanted to look metal, but also for you to know that it's comedy right away, and for you to know that it's me. And so I knew I had to have a picture of myself. And then as I was kind of going through concepts, I was like, oh, you got to go for the Manowar look, me shirtless and super buff, wearing like a loincloth. And then the idea, once I knew I was going to call it Fart and Weiner Jokes, I'm like, put that on a flag, have that planted into Carrot Top's head, and we're ready to go.
Metal's not a competition, yes it is for you. You may think you're metal, but I'm more metal than you.
Scotty Ian wrote it with me. He wrote the music for More Metal Than You. And then the song is about kind of being a metalhead, and I love meeting other metalheads, but over the years I've had different run-ins with guys that think they're more metal than you, where it becomes not about bonding, it becomes about a competition, sort of like, hey, do you listen to grindcore, or do you listen to this, or are you into black metal, or do you just listen to crap? Guys, and they're like, hey, I'm trying to make a new friend here. Why are you being mean? I was just starting to get into Metallica, and I had this friend. The second Metallica record came out, and he was like, nah, you're a poser if you like Metallica now. And it's like, really? There's still only like 25,000 of us. They're not that many. It was before they had even gone to the major label. And so the video sort of follows that whole thing of, it shows me as a little kid, but it's a little kid body with my beard, which is hilarious. So it hits all the jokes on the song, and I'm really happy with it. I'm real lucky that doing what I do, I have gotten to meet like a lot of my heroes. It's crazy that I'm friends with Anthrax and Metallica. Those are both insane. But then the one that it was the coolest was meeting Ronnie James Dio, because he's just a legend. Ronnie's just a cool dude, and I shot this video piece with him that's online, and it was him hanging out at my house while we're shooting this thing. So that was just one of the most surreal days of my life, is having Dio like in my kitchen, and Dio used my bathroom, and Dio just walked down my hallway that I walked through nude all the time. Like, just weird.